Okay, welcome to another video on Patreon, and not an hour-long one this time either, but this is Tim in Tokyo.
This is Paul in Hanover, New Hampshire. Yes, we're back to normal length, or no more giant-sized specials or annuals. This
Yeah,
time, it's just a
for the moment
normal-sized
anyway.
issue.
Yeah, this is back to our regularly scheduled programming, and this time it's music trivia. And three of the five have kind of a theme to them. The middle three of the five, just because how I ended up structuring it. But anyway,
Okay. Doesn't all pop music have themes?
well, I mean, those three
Melodies, anyway.
questions are kind of
I know, I know,
related.
I
All
know.
right. So first question: the Wellingtons famously performed the Gilligan's Island theme for the first season of that show. What other TV show opened with a theme performed by the Wellingtons? A. The Brady Bunch. B. Davy Crockett. C. The Real McCoys. D. The Patty Duke Show.
Brady Bunch.
No,
Really?
no.
Hmm.
We remember a while back I tracked down the name of that group, which was different.
Oh,
See if I can find it here. Um, Rats. I don't know where it went now. But yeah, it was that was a different group, not the
okay,
Wellingtons. So
okay. Similar voices, similar phrasing, kind of, but probably not so similar if I went back and actually listened to them. So the other choices were the Real McCoys,
Davy Crockett and Patty Duke.
Patty Duke.
No,
Okay,
it's
you better just tell me.
Davy Crockett.
Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well that makes sense, I guess. I don't know why it seemed thinking about the Davy Crockett theme, I thought it was more operatic than
Hmm.
the opening of Gilligan's Island, but I can hear mentally, I guess, the similarities now if I think about it. Okay.
Okay. I thought that one would be easier. In fact, I originally had C as the Partridge Family, and I thought, well, that makes it Davy Crockett kind of stick out. So I put in the Real McCoys, a show that neither of us really ever watched.
Right.
I
But that
found it
Madge
on
Blake
YouTube.
watched, or at least was on, so that's a Batman connection at least.
I found Real McCoys on YouTube tonight, but I didn't watch it. It didn't look very interesting to me.
Well, Walter Brennan as the lead in a television show, I guess there was a moment when that could happen and make sense. It doesn't really make any sense to me in the 21st century. Not that I don't like Walter Brennan, but he's the sidekick in Howard Hawks films and westerns and things like that, rather than the lead comedian in a sitcom.
Okay, number two. The late great Olivia Newton-John had
Mm,
had five number one hits in the U.S. Which of the following was not among them? So, which of the following did not hit number one on the Billboard chart?
okay.
A. Magic. B. Hopelessly Devoted to You. C. You're the One That I Want. D. Have You Never Been Mellow?
I'm really going out on a limb here, but I'm going to say, have you never been mellow because it was so early in her career.
No, it hit number one.
Okay, then my second choice, which will probably also be wrong, will be "You're the One That I Want."
Nope, number one.
So then it must have been "Hopelessly Devoted to You."
Right. It only reached number three.
Yeah, because I know Magic was at number one. I remember Casey Kasem drum rolling his way to that one any number of times.
Hmm. Yeah. So her five number ones were "I Honestly Love You,"
Okay.
which predates "Have You Never Been Mellow," but we didn't know. Do you remember our first exposure to Olivia Newton-John was when "Have You Never Been Mellow" came out, and it was while Mom was out of town and Dad was taking care of us, and we were using Wild Cherry cough drops and listening to KCOG until it signed off every night.
Wow, I'd forgotten about listening to KCOG until it signed off every night. If you told me that we ever did that, I would have told you you were a liar.
Well, I think you usually fell asleep before they signed off, but because
Most
you were only
likely.
six.
Yeah, KCOG was the very local Centerville, Iowa station.
Hmm.
That would have been what, 70,
70. So let's see. Early
74,
75.
75.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Okay.
so
So I
that's
honestly love you. Have you never been mellow? You're the one that I want. Magic. And it's so obvious that I didn't use it as one of the choices.
oh, physical.
Right.
Gotta be.
Okay. Billy Joel had 3 number ones on the Billboard Hot 100. Name them.
Huh, okay. Um, you may be wrong.
You may be right. No.
You may be right. Okay. I'm off to a great start. I didn't even
You
get
may
the
be
title
wrong,
right.
actually.
Didn't even get the title right. I may be wrong, for all I know, but I may be right.
I'll
I
give you a
have
hint.
Allen. I have Allentown going through my head, but I don't think
No.
that's one of them.
No. So I'll give you a hint. Same album as You May Be Right.
Okay, okay. I'm not sure that's going to help. Oh, still rock and roll to me.
Right.
Okay,
That was his first number one.
okay. And then let's see, Uptown Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Not the longest time.
No.
Is it another song from Innocent Man?
No.
Okay. Not Don't Ask Me Why.
No, that was Glass Houses. That was earlier.
Yeah.
So this one, it would have been. I wouldn't have guessed it either because it's after I quit listening to pop radio.
Okay. Matter of Trust?
No.
I'm gonna give up on
Okay.
this.
We didn't start the fire.
Oh, oh, excuse me. I'm feeling a little nauseous, or is it nauseated? I can never
Nauseated.
remember
Yeah,
anymore. Okay, I'm
nauseated.
feeling a little nauseated.
Yeah, nauseous means causing nausea.
Yes, right, right.
Um,
Thanks, Mrs. Smith, as we used to say, citing the ninth grade English teacher that both Tim and I had as our ninth grade English teacher.
yeah, or language arts.
Language arts, yes, of course.
Number 4. Which of the following bands holds the record as the band with the most U.S. top 40 hits on Billboard without ever reaching number 1? A. ELO. B. Led Zeppelin. C. Steely Dan. D. Journey.
ELO, Led Zeppelin. I'm going to go with Led Zeppelin.
Hmm.
No.
No. They had the least top 40 hits of those 4 bands. Actually,
Okay.
Led Zeppelin only had 6 top 40 hits.
Okay. But they did hit number one.
They never hit number 1.
They never hit number one. So what was the question? I thought we were looking for the ones who didn't hit number one.
So the band that had the most top 40 hits without hitting number 1
I see. Okay. Okay.
out of bands. I think there are solo artists who have more, but this is just bands.
Okay.
So more hits than any other band without hitting number 1.
So our other choices here are ELO, Journey, or
And Steely Dan.
Steely Dan. This is a tough one because I think this band may have gone to number one at least once, but ELO?
ELO is right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they had 27 top 40 hits, but yeah, I think "Don't Bring Me Down" got to like number 3 or something. I didn't put it in
Yeah.
my notes, but no, yeah, they never made it to number 1. Steely Dan had 10 top 40 hits, never hit number 1, and Journey had 18 top 40 hits and never hit number 1.
Yeah,
which
that's
is-
a hard one to believe.
yeah. My memory was wrong on that, but Open Arms got to number 2 on Billboard. On Cashbox, it got to number 1. But
Right.
on Billboard, it never quite made it. I think it was about the same time as Physical. Maybe Physical kept it out of the top spot.
Well, weirdly enough, Open Arms, I think, began life as a song on the heavy metal soundtrack, believe it or not. It was also on the album, the Journey album, which would have been Frontiers, maybe? Or maybe it was an earlier one.
Let's see. Oh, it was on Escape.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
In
That sounds right.
1981.
I'm going to look it up just in case, but I think you're right. I'm not, by the way, because I keep getting these questions incorrect. I guess you probably know this by now if you're listening, but I don't use Google while I'm answering the questions. I keep my hands off the keyboard. So let's see. Journey, Open Arms. Oh, here's a picture of Steve Perry singing real high. It's a famous, well, maybe not a famous anecdote. It was famous among my friends and me of, I think it was Eddie Van Halen and maybe David Lee Roth, maybe Michael Anthony talking about how funny it was to open for Journey in the late 70s and try to make Steve Perry cry backstage. Yeah, it reached number 2 in February 1982, held that position for 6 weeks behind Centerfold by the Jake Giles Band, and I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett.
Okay.
I can't find the album, though. Oh, yes, it was Escape, and it was also on Heavy Metal.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
By the way, did you ever notice, and I don't think anybody else pointed this out, I just kind of noticed it, but Steve Perry's vocal phrasing is very similar to Sam Cooke's. I think I'm guessing he might have been a Sam Cooke fan or something. He might have picked that up from Sam Cooke.
That's interesting. Is there any Sam Cooke track or any Journey track where that's most obvious to you?
I don't know. I noticed it months ago when I listened to a podcast about Sam Cooke, but I'd have to go back and review it. It just occurred to me as we were talking about it here. But
cool, interesting. I have to go back to my Sam Cooke anthology and try to piece things out. Okay,
one more. Each of the following records, I've got 5 records here, has the title of one or more other pop songs in its lyrics. Can you name the songs that are named in these songs?
I better have something to write with here. Okay, I'm ready to transcribe.
Okay. Now, the first 2 are album deep cuts that we both know well, and the other 3 were chart hits.
Okay.
ELO, Shangri-La.
Okay. Hey Jude.
Yeah. Foreigner, Head Knocker.
Louie Louie.
Right. David Bowie, Modern Love.
Get Me to the Church on Time.
Right. Yeah, from My Fair Lady.
Right. Of course. Okay. Yeah, I'd forgotten that was a song lyric.
Yeah, song title. Yeah. Now this one I would never have gotten because I always misheard the lyric.
Okay.
Golden Earring, Radar Love.
Half past 4 and I'm shifting gear. I'm going through the whole song in my head. Sorry to make everybody wait. Run through it in real time.
Okay, well, I think it's the last verse. Radio's playing a forgotten song.
Oh, I've misheard that lyric as well, and I've never investigated what it actually is.
Yeah. Brenda Lee's Coming On Strong.
Oh, okay. And I didn't even know that was a Brenda Lee song.
No, I was.
Despite
That's
my
the other
years of
thing.
Brenda Lee fanhood, yeah, anyway, just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the 70s, we had no idea. I mean, that was, maybe 15 years or 10 years ago when we heard it, but as far as we were concerned, it was a million years because we were completely unfamiliar with Brenda Lee at all.
Yeah. Hmm.
So, yeah, I always heard Brenda Lee when he sang it as some kind of adverb, something Lee. So it was about how it was sung or something, but it was
Hmm.
artist's name.
Yeah, I just heard it as him like chewing gum and not articulating what he was singing. But I heard a lot of lyrics that way when I was 6, 7, 8 years old.
Okay, and Dire Straits' Walk of Life.
Oh, yeah, this should be easy. Bebop.
And right after it in the lyrics.
Oh, What I Say
Yeah.
by James Brown. Right, got it. Okay, good, good. That's great.
Yeah, or by
Was it not James Brown?
um
Oh, no.
blanking on his name.
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles, thank you.
Oh, I'll be shot dead by our fans through through the non-airwave airwaves. Sorry, whoops. Sorry, didn't mean any disrespect to Ray Charles. Believe me.
Yeah. Or Nancy Sinatra with oh gee, I'm
Lee
blanking on
Hazelwood.
names. No. Who was in the video but didn't actually sing? Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh, right.
Remember the photo session?
Yeah. Oh man, that thing is so weird. Such a weird special. It is definitely special.
Okay,
Um,
so that's the trivia.
okay. Did not do so hot this week. I hope those of you who are playing at home, you will get a home version of the game if you can prove that you got all the answers right. But
And
we
some
don't have
rice
a home version.
and yeah.
Yes, exactly. We'll have to call that another "don't" prize because it doesn't exist. But anyway, thanks for playing along and listening.
Yeah. So we'll see you next time.